This is Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review, taking a look at your MLB overnight lines for the games on Sunday, July the 3rd. Let's get right down to it and start by looking at the Colorado Rockies and the LA Dodgers taking place on Sunday. And here's Jon Gray on the mound again, a guy that I've talked about many times in previous videos, and a guy that at an underdog price, which is what you can get here, with Colorado, plus 125, plus 130. Underdog with the Rockies in this game. Anytime Jon Gray's on the mound and he's getting this kind of plus price tag, I'm interested. And the same applies here in this game. He's arguably, I think, the single strongest pitching prospect in the Rockies organization. I don't think there's a whole lot denying that. He's been relatively solid of late. He's on a streak right now of 7 straight starts, Jon Gray, where he's allowed 4 runs or less. Colorado does have a winning record, 4-3 in those games by starts by Jon Gray during that stretch. He also neutralized the LA Dodgers the one time he faced them here previously in this ballpark, allowed just 2 runs in 4.2 innings, and the Rockies won with Jon Gray on the mound against the Dodgers at Coors Field back in April. So I think Jon Gray continues to get better. I thought he did an admirable job in his last start against the Blue Jays. That's a tough lineup, especially in that ballpark at Coors, facing, a potent power lineup like that for the first time. I thought Jon Gray acquitted himself very well, and I think he can go in here against the LA Dodgers, at least have a reasonable outing here against them, and he should be familiar with what to expect. On the other side, I can't say I'm sure what to expect from the veteran Brandon McCarthy, who has been activated from the disabled list following Tommy John surgery, which he's been rehabbing for a long time, and he'll make his first start of the season here for the LA Dodgers coming off that Tommy John surgery. Now, the Dodgers did give him 3 or 4 rehab starts in the minor leagues prior to this return for Brandon McCarthy, and I can't say that his performances down there were all that inspiring from a confidence perspective. I mean, McCarthy in his last rehab start before coming up to the Dodgers here, it was in single A too. Let's keep that in mind, the lowest level of minor league baseball. And McCarthy in that last single A start earlier this week, he allowed 4 runs on 5 hits in 5 innings. Not exactly a great start. His walk rate wasn't great in his rehab starts, averaging, over 4 walks per 9 innings. Not very good, not what you want to see from a control and command perspective for Brandon McCarthy. So I'm not sure he's going to have that smooth return to the rotation here. I think there's some value at the underdog price. I know the Rockies do have some guys banged up in their lineup. You're going to want to check on, the status of Trevor Story, DJ LeMahieu, a couple of key bats in that Colorado lineup that have been nursing injuries that may not go in this start. But if they're in the lineup, even more reason then to like the Rockies. I like them at that plus 130 price. I think they're worth a shot, especially with Jon Gray at that price on the mound against the Dodgers. And let's keep in mind, Dodgers lineup still a little bit spotty, a little bit erratic, so I think Colorado could be live there on Sunday against the LA Dodgers with Jon Gray on the mound. Let's take a look at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Pirates against the Oakland Athletics on Sunday, July the 3rd. And Francisco Liriano is in a world of hurt right now. Complete and utter mess. He's been a disaster area, really, for this Pittsburgh Pirates team. The veteran lefty, he's just been an absolute disaster for this team. Allowed 29 runs as Francisco Liriano in his last 30.1 innings of work over his last 6 starts. Pittsburgh hasn't won a single one of those last Liriano starts. They're 0-6 the last 6 games that Liriano has taken the mound. And I don't know if it's going to get any better for him here, because I know we've ragged a bit in the past, I have, about this Oakland Athletics lineup, how they're very, very weak, meager, and anemic at times, but they're hitting right now. They're hitting a lot better. They crushed San Francisco pitching earlier this week, and they've done well against southpaws most of the season. They average close to 5 runs per game, Oakland, against lefties. Their bats have come alive. 59 runs for Oakland in their last 8 games combined. That is a staggering number for a team that we don't necessarily associate a strong, potent lineup with. We don't think that when we think Oakland Athletics baseball. Not at all. We think, decent pitching more than anything, but we certainly don't think of this team as an offensive juggernaut. Well, they have been in their last 8 games, and that's why they've been winning some games during this stretch. Oakland's been an erratic team. They've had a lot of losing streaks. They've had a lot more losing streaks than they've had winning streaks, but they also have had a couple of winning streaks, and they're on one right now. 6-3 in their last 9 games, playing better baseball. Like I said, they gave the San Francisco Giants, very good San Francisco team, fits during that battle of the Bay Area earlier this week. So I think they might be able to score some runs here against Liriano. I just don't know if what is going on with him is fixable right now. He's just a complete and utter train wreck for this Pittsburgh rotation. I can't say that the same thing about Daniel Mengden, though, the Oakland righty, the youngster who has been rock solid and really steady for Oakland in his first 4 big league starts with the Athletics. Allowed just 9 runs in 25.2 innings during that span, 9 walks to 26 strikeouts. He's getting a lot of swings and misses, which is really what you like to see from a young pitcher like Daniel Mengden. And I think the Pirates, who have very little familiarity with Mengden, don't forget they've never faced him, and also they wouldn't have faced him really all that much in the minors because, it's a National League team for the most part. So you look at it, and I think Daniel Mengden here really could be able to confound this Pittsburgh Pirates lineup. There is a reason Oakland is laying this heavy of a price. Minus 136, minus 140. It's not the biggest bargain in the world. Pittsburgh is still the better team here. But I'd be inclined to lay this chalk with Oakland. I have no interest in backing Liriano and his struggles right now. I'll look to Oakland at that reason. I still think it's a reasonable price. Like I said, Oakland playing better baseball right now, worth a shot there. So I'll look to lay the 36 to 40 cents with the Oakland Athletics in this game on Sunday. A few other games, I think somehow you bet against Chase Anderson if you can in that Milwaukee-St. Louis game. Because he's a mess right now. Chase Anderson's really struggled. I think maybe St. Louis team total over bet might be worth a look there in that game. Kluber and Happ, Cleveland, Toronto. What a wild, great series that's been. I mean, that's been an intense series, well played, marathon games, close for the games for the most part. Kluber and Happ. I mean, Happ's a guy that continues to, for the most part, be really reliable for the Blue Jays, but at the same time, Kluber. On the other hand, tough game to call there, so probably a game I'm not going to get involved with. Detroit and Tampa, lean a little bit over the total in this one because Archer's been awful, and Archer, especially in the first inning, I mean, he's been roughed up. Pelfrey is a guy that's really declined in recent starts. Don't trust him. Total at 8.5 might be worth a look to the over there. I think the LA Angels as well have to be considered as a team worth looking at on the Sunday card. Shoemaker, we've talked about him. What a transformation for him. He's just been brilliant, really, since that mechanical adjustment that we've talked about. That he made a while back. I mean, you look at his last, 9 starts, and he's allowed 4 runs and just once. 4 runs or more once in his last 9 starts. He's been brilliant. Last time out against Houston, 6 innings of 5-hit shutout ball. Unfortunately, the Angels have not been winning for Shoemaker. They haven't exactly given him great run support. Angels have scored just 2 runs in each of Shoemaker's last 3 starts. That's not going to get the job done. But still, Shoemaker's pitched better than that 0-3 in his last 3 starts indicates. He's deserved a better fate, and he pitched very well at Fenway Park last time he faced the Red Sox in this ballpark. 1-hit shutout ball in 7.2 innings for Shoemaker against the Red Sox. That was back in 2014. So I think he's got the edge over Sean O'Sullivan. If you want to take a trip to Retread City, you call Sean O'Sullivan, because I don't know how the hell he's found his way back into a major league rotation. He fell off a turnip truck, and here he is now with the Boston Red Sox, somehow in this team, on this team's rotation again. I don't think he's going to stay there long. I mean, he's had 2 starts already this season with Boston back in May. And he didn't last long. He gave up 4 runs on 12 hits in 6 innings against Oakland, 6 runs in 4.1 innings against Houston in his 2 previous starts with the Red Sox earlier this year. I don't see anything to like about this guy. He's an aging old retread, bottom of the barrel option at a sense of desperation here by the Red Sox, putting him in a starting rotation again. So I think Shoemaker, close to small underdog Shoemaker actually, plus 108 in that range you can get with the Angels. I think the Angels could be able to get that game Sunday and get the victory. I certainly favor Shoemaker over O'Sullivan. There's no denying that whatsoever. Baltimore, Seattle. It's a little pricey. I was looking at Seattle. I've been against anti-Ubaldo Jimenez most of the season. And also was looking at that game over the total, but over 9 in Seattle. I mean, that's hard. That doesn't seem like great value to me. So I lean to the over there, and I lean to Seattle there, laying almost minus 150. But, the odds makers tip your cap to them. They did a good job, but don't see a great value with either the side or the total, even though I do lean to Seattle and the over in that game. So probably a game I'll have to pass, leave alone, and wait for maybe another opportunity to fade Jimenez down the road. All right, that will wrap it up. My look at MLB overnight lines for Sunday, July 3rd. I'm Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review, and until next time, enjoy the games and good luck.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.